All right, y'all, welcome back. Of course, you know, we got some more drama for y'all. This one is going to be real good. It's exactly what the title said. Mother of three. Try to get slick on a date.
It does the unthinkable.
It does the unthinkable.
So this guy is on his first date with this chick. And after dinner's over, he gets up, he goes to the bathroom. And while he's in the bathroom, this girl orders 3 additional meals to go, plus an appetizer. Now, she ordered the food because she had 3 kids at home. The guy comes out the bathroom. Of course, he's looking at the check like, yo, what's going on with this check? He calls the waiter over. The waiter then tells him what the woman did. The man didn't say nothing. He paid it and went home. The lady then called into a radio show trying to find out why this guy ghosted her. They got in contact with the guy. He came on and explained to the lady why he ghosted her. And she didn't understand it. She was like, well, what's the big deal? He offered to take me out. I just assumed he was going to pay for dinner. Now, the whole point of me sharing this video is I don't think this is the norm because that is ridiculous. Even ordering 1 meal to go, to me, isn't cool unless you tell me you're going to do it. But she did it and didn't even tell him. She was just going to try to slip it in there. That's what makes it worse. I don't think a bunch of them out here doing this, but just keep your head in the swivel, fellas. If you're going to pay it, make sure you look at the check. Make sure ain't nobody running no game on you. And I do want to add, when I posted this on another page, I got a lot of people saying this is why you don't date single mothers. I personally don't even think this is a single mother thing because there are women out there with no kids. They would do that same thing and they would just order some extra food for like work tomorrow or work for the next couple of days. So to me, this isn't necessarily a single mother thing. This is just a certain type of woman thing. So just be careful out there, fellas.
I got one word for this. Entitlement.
Yes, that sums it up.
Entitlement.
Entitlement, yes.
Why do you feel like you are entitled to do such a thing just because we're out here on a date? Right?
I agree.
Like,
for me, I don't know what's more funny, the fact that she did what she did behind his back while he went to the bathroom,
and hope that he didn't see it.
Or the fact that she's wondering why he ghosted her. Like, lady, are you dumb?
Listen, men,
are you crazy?
You have men that would address a situation right then and there, and then you have some men that know how to choose their battles.
And can I say this?
Right?
If I was the person, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, if I was the man at the table, and of course women, they expect men to pay for everything, right? Which is whatever, but I talk about that at another time.
Okay.
Personally, I would pay for our dinner that we had while sitting at the table.
Okay. That's a very
the other stuff
thing to do.
I'm not paying for.
Yes.
You're gonna learn some respect. If you have not been taught any type of etiquette or respect from your parents or whomever raised you, you would learn tonight.
Okay. Now here's the thing.
Seriously.
He could be that high integrity man that just not in the mood for that type of drama.
Nobody wants to be used or taken advantage of.
I get it. But considering what restaurant they may have went to, just imagine if he would have done that and she would have went off. She would have went.
If the shoe was on the other foot.
No, let's say he would have looked at the bill and said, "No, I want this bill recalculated. I'm not paying for this. I don't know who did this. Take this off my bill."
Yes.
She would have had a fit.
But nobody cares about her or her fit.
No.
The thing about it is what's right and what's wrong, right?
Okay.
What she did was sneaky conniving.
It is very much so.
And very indecent.
Is it? Yes, very much so.
Okay, and that's to say the least.
Very much so.
You mean to tell me you waited until he went to the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, so let's change the scenario for a second. Let's say that he's one of those guys that didn't have to use the bathroom. Then what? Were you gonna build up enough
courage to
ask him, or were you just gonna leave the restaurant and not mention anything about a secondary or whatever meal?
I'm sure that she would have found a way to actually got that extra meal.
You think she would have been bold enough to ask him?
No,
because she's giving sneaky and conniving.
No, she would have hit him with a sob story about somebody else and this, that, and the third. And oh man, this person gonna be hungry. Oh man, I forgot.
She really thought she was gonna get away with that.
She would have hit him with a sob story. I guaranteed you, and he would have more than likely bent. And he would have been like, okay, let's go here. Well, what do you think they want to eat? Or, you understand what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this, right? Now, yes, she was sneaky, very sneaky. You don't do that. Like I said, he might have been that man with high integrity and just listen. He knows his situation. He knows his worth. He doesn't know hers, but judging from the exterior, he knows what he's out there for. He's not out there for an argument. He's out there for a nice, peaceful evening. Even though whatever may have happened, he's just going to take that home with him.
Well, assumably,
yeah, he's
don't know.
Take it home.
We don't know if he's out there for a quiet evening because we don't know him
here's
personally.
The thing. Obviously, he was out there for a quiet evening because he didn't address the situation right then and there. He waited until afterwards.
No, he addressed
the
situation.
Matter of fact, he came back out. Matter of fact, the only reason how she found out is because she went on a radio show and was she went on a radio show and blasted him and said that he ghosted her.
Right, but
so that's the only way
No, listen, you missed the whole part.
No,
you missed the whole part.
The radio shows, right? If you go on there complaining about somebody else, they'll go, well, let's give him a call and see what he feels about it.
But remember, he came out the bathroom and he saw the receipt and he called the waiter over and he said, "Why is my bill so much?"
Right.
And they broke it down for him or whatever.
And he still paid for it.
The reason why but they're like, the reason why your bill was so high is because this lady placed additional stuff. She placed an additional order, basically,
and that's what I'm saying.
And put it on one tab.
So he didn't address it. He let it go.
Well,
he paid for it. They went home,
and that
was the last time she saw him.
Yes,
right?
and then she's
upset, thinking that there was going to be a second date. She decided to call a radio show and put him on blast, try to play him out like he's broken and all this other stuff like that. So that's how the situation was addressed.
Right, but the thing is, right? My thing is this, right? For her to even have the audacity to
go on a radio show, like you still
she
really?
Is very delusional.
Yes,
right, to say the least. She's very delusional and very full of herself. You mean to tell me what you did you thought was
that's
dang, that's crazy.
Listen, that's a situation where I would say she was trying to be wrong and strong at the same time.
Yes.
Right?
She thinks what she did was right, was correct.
In her world.
And
more than likely she has probably done that before.
Could be.
Okay? And you have these women that would just pretty much continuously keep doing things like that because even though they know that the person might not be calling them for a second date. What happened?
They got over.
What happened right then and there? They still take that as a win.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got him. But yet you don't got him, but you got him for some food.
And imagine, right, if they were to do that on a date with somebody else for, like, let's say hypothetically they have 4 dates for the week.
Oh yeah.
And they do that each time, and they do that each time. But the thing is, right, my whole thing is this. A lot of times in
you're
life,
collecting, but you're still losing when you think about it. Yeah,
because that man might be the man of all men, for you or whatever. He may just be the person for you, and because you showed those nasty intentions, you lose out big time.
Nobody likes a sneaky person, especially a female. Nobody likes a sneaky person.
Because if you break it down, right, and
if you sneaky doing that, I'm so sorry. If you sneaky doing something simple like that. What else are you capable of doing?
Right.
When this man is not around.
Exactly.
Right? He trusted you to go to the bathroom. Supposing he would have left his phone there or his wallet there or whatever the case may be. His jacket would have been sitting in the chair next to him.
Can't be trusted.
You mean to tell me that you are that sneaky and conniving that you did something like that behind his back? That's the most time that men wants to trust females when we're not around. And you do that, of course he's gonna ghost you.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Sneaky and conniving.
So, I mean, I'm not going to go any further into this. I'm just going to... You have anything else that you want to add?
Not really. Besides, she's untrustworthy. And that's about it. I mean, to sum it up in a nutshell, there's nothing else to really say.
Yes.
I mean, to even have the audacity to... I don't know how some people live with themselves, let alone... I don't know how some people do what they do. Because I could never find it in myself to do any such thing. I always say ask, and you're not only going to ask because you can, but you kind of ask, you kind of feel the room, right? And you're supposed to know when to ask for certain things versus when the time is right, basically. You just met this person. What the hell are you asking for in the first place?
Right.
There should be no asking of anything.
Right.
Right? That's it.
A lot of them ask because they're afraid of the
while
word
you're
no.
on the date, and that's it.
Yeah. They don't want to hear the word no. That's why they don't ask. So,
but then you take it upon yourself, and it's like,
and suffer the consequences afterwards.
Pretty much, because what I was gonna say was earlier, you may get away with this nonsense that you're doing with a particular person,
right?
But that doesn't mean that you're gonna get away with it for the entirety that you decide.
In
to
their
do
world,
shit.
They believe that they are going to.
You might do it to the wrong person, and this person may just literally snap.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has it all together mentally.
Yeah.
And you do something like that, and they may embarrass you right on the spot.
Yeah.
Or they may have trauma, unsolved trauma, and if you come in, if you're in their car or you walk out together, they might just bop you. And that's the end of that, and the end of you. So me personally, just be upfront.
You'll sit there in the car wondering, why is this person so quiet? It's kind of quiet in here. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, bop.
Walk you to your car.
Come on, man.
Don't ever do that shit again, ever.
So we might laugh and joke about this. Seriously, situations are happening like this.
We don't condone
it
violence, but a lot of men are getting fed up.
Yeah.
And they're getting tired of women and their conniving, nasty ways.
Yeah.
And a lot of men are not taking it lightly. So figure yourself out before you before somebody ends up figuring you out.
Yeah, it ain't but so many times that you can get away with doing negative things. You become a marked person after a while.
Pretty much.
Because just like the internet tells you a lot of things that's conniving all the time. You don't think these people are watching and knowing that, oh man, I know her. I know him from somewhere.
Yes.
I've seen him. Oh,
you took her out on a date. My cousin Larry took her out on a date last week. And wait,
that could be the time that they set you up. I'm going to go out on a
date with her because I know she going to do it. And I'm going to, so it's like,
that could be the time they set you up.
Yeah, word of mouth gets around real quick. It's not worth it.
Right then and there, you get set up. That person call you up. Oh, you want to go out for a second date? Oh, sure, why not? With your thirsty, greedy ass, you'll go, not knowing that person is actually planning for you.
I'm telling you.
So be careful.
And that's the end of you. It's not worth it.
All right.
Quick comments, y'all.
Let's be nosy.
Let's see what we see. Let's see what they said. This was just a sneaky and greedy thing, of course. Gotta agree. She can't be that confused. She knew why he ghosted her. Exactly. Unless you're naive and you're that type of person who think you don't know the difference between wrong or right. You gotta be crazy.
Self-centered.
Yep. I wouldn't have paid it. That's insane. I agree. Guys, take the extra meals off the tab, pay the bill, leave her at the restaurant, and don't explain anything. That's just what I would do.
Yeah.
She was wrong and so disrespectful doing that. Absolutely. I would not have paid for that. Of course not. Or she ordering it for her dude at home.
I was going to address that one.
Somebody says tacky. Remember, fellas, stepdads are the type of men women would not date if they did not have kids. The more you know, in other words, the better. I would have walked out. That's just straight up disrespectful. Okay, got you. Makes sense.
And the other person's straight disrespectful.
Yep. I heard that radio show. She was way out of line. I would have walked out as well. It's the beginning of disrespect that would only increase if dating continues.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's a done deal. After that, it's a done deal.
You showed your hand and that's it.
That's it.
Can't be trusted.
Guys? So until the next time, of course, we'll be here.
Catch you in the next one.